Well, Jimmy Kimmel is back on the air after almost a week on the sidelines. His show was temporarily suspended by the ABC network after Kimmel's false assertion that Charlie Kirk's shooter was a MAGA supporter, which inflamed tensions during a period of grieving in the United States.
It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make, but I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way.
Well, joining us live is the TV critic Bill Brioux. Bill, it's good to see you again. So, I mean, he says that it was ill-timed, it was unclear. I get why people are upset, but still no apology.
No, Jimmy was unrepetitive, and I think that was as advertised. You know, like he had been in talks with ABC, serious discussions, and if you look carefully at what he said a week ago that got him booted off ABC, you know, it wasn't quite the hard line that some make it out to be. So don't know. I think that he certainly showed gratitude to ABC for welcoming him back. He said he was just a little cog in their big machine. And he showed compassion to Charlie Kirk's widow and held her up as an example of somebody who he really admired. You can,
like you said there, you can definitely get into the words of what he said, but there is an assertion there, is there not? There is hidden meaning, I think, anyway, that he's going after MAGA there. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would. Absolutely. Yeah. He did insert that. But, you know, I think it's just interesting how people like Ted Cruz, you know, here, one of the Republican leaders, always critical of Kimmel, basically, though, also stood up for his right to say what he said.
Yeah.
That's the difference here, I think, Pete. It's unusual to have people on the left and right standing up for that. And Trump seems to be more pushed in a corner on this cause.
Yeah. The thing is, though, Bill, you know, Jimmy's said in the past, you know, if you make a mistake, just apologise. If you upset people, just apologise. I mean, there's a number of different quotes that he's used in the past about others, yet he won't give one here. So doesn't that just keep his critics at his door? Because he apologises, the story goes away. That's usually how things work.
Well, you know, it's hard to say. I think that we'll see in the coming days. I don't think the president will stop here. He doesn't like to be, you know, not win in a situation like this. And certainly the FCC it has the power to punish ABC further. So we'll see. But Kimmel's job is a comedian, you know, and he stood next to people in the past like, you know, Lenny Bruce and George Carlin and Norman Lear, who have been in situations where they've, you know, pushed the envelope. And he basically said, you know, that a government's threat to silence a comedian the president doesn't like is anti-American. And I think, you know, he had 19 million people watch last night so far on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of people tuning in for sure.
There was a big bump on that. I guess the point is that a lot of people are viewing Jimmy Kimmel as being hypocritical because of those things that he said in the past. But just on him, I mean, he is one-sided when it comes to political satire. And I know others have made this point, Bill, but is Jimmy Kimmel a comedian or an activist?
You know, I'm sure he got into this to be funny on television, that was his goal. I'm sure he didn't really see himself being a critic of the government for all these years. But he became an activist when his son, who's 8 now, Billy, was born with a heart defect. And he started to become a crusader for the, well, better, what do they call it? Obamacare, I guess, but has a better title. And that was genuine. Like, you know, he really felt that as a parent, and he felt for people who didn't earn like a lot of money he did and had to, you know, care for kids with a preconceived condition. So I think it's genuine.
Bill, it's good to see you again this morning. Appreciate your time. Thank you.